Yo guys, what is going on? It's Aluki here and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be running through the top 10 class setups after the most recent update in Season 4. These class setups are specifically made for Rebirth. These are what I use on Rebirth, but you can still use them on Verdansk as well. It's completely up to you. If you guys enjoy, please do be sure to subscribe. I'm almost at 60,000 subscribers, so if we could hit that, it would honestly mean the world to me. There will also be timestamps if you want to skip forward to any specific part of the video or any class, but without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one is the C58, the new assault rifle. Everyone is pretty much saying that this is going to be the new AMAX, and honestly, I've been using it myself and it feels so good. Very low recoil, great time to kill, and all round it's a great weapon. So you want to use the task force on a lot of these long range assault rifles, because in the most recent Season 4 update, task force barrel did get a massive change and now it's good for long range. Before it was good for close range because it increased strafe speed, but now it's good for long range. So it's completely flipped and it is the best long range barrel you guys can be using. Next up we have the KRIG 6, which is another really good long range weapon, and honestly this weapon is 100% one of the best long range weapons. I absolutely love this. I've been using it for a couple of seasons now, but since the new update it's gotten even better. So once again we have the agency suppressor, we have the task force barrel, the 45 round magazine, Axle 3x scope, and then the field agent grip. This class is very accurate and it's very easy to use. Even if you guys don't have a good shot, this is a really easy to use weapon. Anyone can use this and be accurate with it. Just a quick thing as well, if you guys want to, you can swap the Axle 3 times with any sight you want to. Either the Susat or the Axle is what I use, but you can use any other sight, whatever you like. Everyone has different sights that they like. Next up we have the FARA, and once again this has the Axle 3x scope on it, but if you guys want to, you can use the Susat multi-zoom, you can use the 2x scope, you can use the microflex LED, you can use any sight you want and they're all pretty good, but for me it's either the Axle 3x or the Susat multi-zoom. Once again, very similar to the previous two long range classes. On the long range classes, a lot of the attachments are pretty much the same. We've got the task force, which is a different name on this. We've got the Spetsnaz grip, 6 round Axle, and then the grau suppressor. Next up, we're going to be talking about the Swiss K31, which is by far one of the best snipers. In the most recent update, they did change it. They made the reticle look a lot nicer, so it's a lot easier to use. The Swiss has one of the fastest ADSs in the whole entire game, great bullet velocity, and it is really easy to use. So we've got the sound moderator, which did get a change quite recently, and it is now a lot better than the grau suppressor. Make sure to use the sound suppressor on all of your snipers, or on some it's called sound moderator. As you can see on this one it's called sound moderator, on others it's called sound suppressor. Combat recon for the barrel, and then the 5mm laser increases the ADS and the aiming stability, and this was also changed quite recently, so this is one of the best attachments for the snipers to use. Next up, I had to include the Kar98K. The Kar98K has been one of the best snipers for a very long time, so it's pretty hard not to obviously include it in this video, but I had to include it. You guys all probably know the attachments already, because let's be real, the attachments have been the same for a very long time, nothing has changed, but I thought I'd include it in today's video anyway. Next up we have the MAC-10, which has been one of my favourite SMGs pretty much ever since it came out. It's still one of the best SMGs and it probably always will be until there's some big changes, but this is the class setup I use on it. Incredibly good recoil control on this, incredibly good mobility, one of the fastest mobility SMGs in the game. We've got the sound suppressor, the task force, the 53 drum, serpent grip, and the no stock. All these attachments combined make for one of the fastest mobility SMGs in Warzone, and honestly it is such a fun weapon to use. Next up we have another SMG, which once again has been one of my favourite SMGs ever since the beginning, and it still is, and it still probably will be a very good SMG for a very long time. 65 bullets in this SMG, which makes it very unique. No other SMG in the game has a magazine like that doesn't affect anything. 65 bullets and it doesn't even affect the mobility, but if you have a bigger mag on a different weapon, it does affect the mobility quite a lot. Next up we have the hipfire MP5. This is an MP5 class that's made for hipfiring. This is the Cold War hipfire MP5 class. We have the agency suppressor on this one because this actually increases the recoil control, and if you are hipfiring you want to be as accurate as possible. As you can see, the sound suppressor only really increases mobility statistics, so using the agency on a hipfire build is definitely more beneficial. We have the reinforced heavy, we have the bruiser grip and the 5mm laser for the hipfire accuracy, and then we have the 50 round drum. 50 round drum, a lot of bullets, and it still has really good mobility. The MP5 has one of the fastest time to kills out of any SMG as well, which makes it so good. Close range, MP5 is so good. Next up, we got the close range XM4. This build is specifically made for close range gunfights. Now, this class is a little bit unique because it doesn't have a barrel on it anymore. Previously, it did used to have a barrel. I used to use the task force, but as you guys know, on assault rifles, the task force has been changed completely. So what you guys are going to want to use is the agency, Tiger Team Spotlight, Raider Pad, Serpent Grip, and the 45 round magazine. Lastly, I'm sorry about this one, but the Jak-12 is definitely going to be a shotgun meta very soon, and these are all the attachments. If you guys enjoy, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.